Tonight, a KVUE Defenders Austin American Statesman joint exclusive. A juror in the Greg Kelley case, speaking publicly for the first time tonight, says he is now living with regret.
He tells us he initially believed Kelley was innocent, but eventually collapsed under pressure to convict the former football star. Tony Plahetsky sat down with that juror for his only interview.
Mike and Quita, that juror asked that we not use his name or show his face. He still lives in the same community as Greg Kelley's family, and he has two kids himself at Leander High School, where Kelley was once a football star. He is convinced that a wrongly convicted man, an innocent man, sits in prison tonight, and he hopes that his decision and that of the other jurors to convict Kelley is soon wiped away and that Greg Kelley gets a second chance at freedom. Late into the night, as Greg Kelley stood before the jury awaiting their verdict, 12 jurors went around the room, each telling the courtroom their decision.
When they were polling everybody, and I can't remember where I was in the jury. I know I was closest to the people in the seats. Everybody was saying guilty, that is my vote, and Ike almost said not guilty, but I didn't. Should have.
Their decision paving the way for Kelley to be sentenced to the next 25 years in prison, and for this juror to live a life consumed by regret and second guessing.
That first 2 weeks after this trial were the worst. You know, a man goes to work and gets home wants to have a cold beer. I couldn't do that for 2 weeks. Thinking about what happened, thinking about what's going through his head sitting in that prison cell when he shouldn't be. Nobody should have to go through something like that, especially if they're innocent and they know they're innocent.
We now know that prosecutors and the Texas Rangers are investigating whether someone else sexually assaulted the 4-year-old boy at this Cedar Park and home daycare. Kelley was staying there with his best friend while his own parents were seriously ill. Officials say that friend, Jonathan McCarty, is a suspect. Court records filed by Kelley's defense show he has confessed to 2 people and had photographs of nude children on his cell phone.
Even though all this that's coming out was never presented to us, you know, I still felt he was innocent.
The juror recounted intense jury deliberations that went on for 11 hours and nearly devolved into shouting matches and name-calling, and the pressure inside that room.
They were tired. They wanted to go home. I wanted to go home. But I feel as though we were pressured not only by the other jurors, but by the judge to come up with a decision. And I didn't think that was right. We need to go home. We want to go home. So I said, well, if y'all want to go home, just for y'all, I will change my vote.
And with that, Greg Kelley is found guilty, convicted as a child molester. In the 3 years since he helped convict Kelley, the juror says he has considered one day reaching out to him and what he might say to a man whose fate once hinged on his vote. He's certain he would apologize.
We were wrong. I tried, but I couldn't. He should be exonerated for everything. His name needs to be cleared. He needs to get his life back.
We tried reaching out to every juror in this case. Of the 10 we could find, only this one and another agreed to talk. The other juror would only tell me by phone that he voted to convict Kelley based on the evidence presented at trial, but now he's having second thoughts about that decision. Kelley is appealing his conviction in hopes of having that verdict reversed. Mike and Quita.
Tony, thank you. And Kelley has a hearing in Williamson County the first week of August when a judge could decide whether to grant a new trial or even possibly declare Kelley innocent. No matter what that decision is, the case will automatically go to the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, which rarely overturns such cases unless there's new clear-cut evidence like DNA that exonerates a convicted person.
A portion of I-35 is expected to reopen any minute now.